Hi everyone, this is Adnan Salim from Radisys. I'm CTO Software Cloud Solutions. We're going to do a quick introduction of our Engage Digital platform, which is a full end-to-end communications, applications development, testing, and deployment platform. It's being used by operators as well as enterprise players to create a multitude of different applications. And we'll give you a quick sampling of the type of applications that can be created using the Engage Digital platform. And then I'm going to do a quick demo of a live language translation, which was built using our platform. So the Engage Digital platform is the thing that you see in the middle there, on the right. It connects multiple devices, whether you are PSD and mobile device connecting in, whether you're a smart phone, cameras, sensors, IoT devices, anything that has events and or real-time audio and video, or digital endpoints in operator or in the enterprise can be deployed as part of creating applications. Once the application is created using the Engage Digital platform, it can be deployed on the same platform. The Engage Digital platform itself can be deployed fully in the public cloud infrastructure. It already is deployed in AWS and Azure. It is all can be deployed inside the telecom operator's network, and it can also be deployed on-prem or in a private data center. So the red Engage Digital platform in the middle is a collection of virtual machines and containerized solutions that are packaged together, and developers can go and create applications using that, and we create a whole bunch of digital experiences on the right-hand side, which includes not just speech and recognition, AI, machine learning technology, but also computer vision. So things like face recognition, motion detection, gender identification, object recognition, any of those complex things are built as part of the Engage Digital platform. The developer simply just has to use a visual design tool or the APIs that it provides. So as you'll see in the large collection of building blocks we provide, all the complexity of those building blocks are exposed in a very easy to consume for the developer. In fact, sometimes applications can be created absolutely zero code, and I'll show you exactly how zero code can be implemented by just through a visual design tool, drag and drop and connect that flow, and then deploy the application. The application can be deployed, as I mentioned, on the SDN, which I'm going to demonstrate today. SIP phones, WebRTCs built into it, so browsers and or WebRTC clients on mobile phones, SDKs for Android and iOS development as well. On the right-hand side, customers who use API, these are simple to use REST APIs, and SDKs that are for web and mobile development. All the stuff in between are the complex things that you don't need to have a telecom engineer to build applications. You don't need a data scientist who knows a lot about machine learning to be able to go and create unique scenarios, be able to do language recognition or translation or natural language understanding kind of use cases. You use those building blocks, just simply use them through the APIs or the SDKs available. So a quick little snapshot of what the drag and drop GUI looks like. So this is the portal where the developer would log into, and absolutely no code in this case. You drag and drop and connect, and you fill in what you want each one of these widgets to do. And you can define an entire call flow in literally a handful of minutes, or maybe it's more complex, then it might take a little longer, but it's absolutely zero code because it's a visual drag and drop. The full capabilities are also available through a full set of rich APIs, REST APIs as well as SDKs, but the application developer needs a lot more control than maybe the visual design tool. So the application that I'm going to live demonstrate today is the one on the bottom left-hand side. My colleague, Yarl, who's on the call, you can see him on the bottom right corner there. I'm going to call him, I'm going to speak in English, he speaks Mandarin, and we're going to have a live conversation. There's other applications, just for reference, that are being built using the Engage Digital platform. Just a little sampling of that. On the top left is a virtual assistant. So instead of chatbots that show up on websites, what we've done is enable language understanding, video interaction instead of chatting with the chatbot. So as soon as that chatbot comes up, you will actually have either an avatar or an actual person's video, and they will talk to you as a virtual assistant in full natural language understanding both ways. So the virtual assistant is beyond just the chatbot texting. That's the thing on the left-hand side. As I mentioned, natural language understanding, conversational IR, computer vision, I mentioned. A lot of computer vision use cases around object recognition, scene detection, all those things are building blocks you drag and drop and create for the application based on video camera feeds that you might ingest into your application. Call screening is another popular one these days. All the spam calls, we won't get into that, we'll get into that, but we'll actually get into the middle of the call and screen calls so we can read out most of the inbound spam calls. So without further ado, let me see if I can kind of give maybe some examples of the commercial relevance of this language translation app. As you can imagine, it's already becoming very popular within our own company. We just built it as a demo application literally within a handful of days, end-to-end building, testing, deploying, which I'm going to demo today. People, our Japanese customers are asking, can we just use that internally because of language barriers? So for our customers are using it for their contact center, some governmental organizations want to use language translation for immigrant services. You can see healthcare scenarios and situations, travel and transportation, hospitality industry. So many use cases where language translation it becomes really important without having to do Google Translate back and forth text. So with that, what I'm going to do is bring up my WebRTC window here, and I'm going to maximize Young's video so you can actually see him at the same time. So on the left-hand side is we're using a WebRTC because it makes it easier, although I could literally pick up my phone and call Young as well, or any number, whether it's a PSTN number or a SIP client or WebRTC client. For the purpose of them, I'm going to call Young's actual mobile number, which I have already listed here. And there's Young's phone, which you can see over there. And I'm going to speak in English because I don't know Chinese. And as you can see, the drop-down, we only listed a few little languages here, but essentially close to 100 different languages, any language to any language you will kind of go on. So here, we're going to, because Yang, my colleague, speaks Mandarin really well, so I'm going to call him using that. Hopefully the audio will go through properly. So I'm going to go and establish a call and just ask him a few questions. Okay.
Thanks for using Radisys real-time language translation service. We are waiting for the call person to pick up the phone and start the conversation. 您好，主要关于普通的自动化的即时翻译服务，请注意电话开始通话。
您好，这里是中国签证申请服务中心，请问有什么可以帮到您？
Hello, this is the Chinese Visa Application Service Center. How can I help you?
Hi, I would like to get a visa for travel to China. Would you be able to help with that?
您好，我想获得前往中国的签证，你能帮忙吗？
当然可以。您需要旅游签证还是商务签证？
Sure. Do you need a tourist visa or a business visa?
I will need a tourist visa, please.
我需要旅游签证。
好的，请带上您的护照，第二张带照片的身份证明和护照尺寸的照片。
Okay, please bring your passport, second photo ID, and passport size photo.
Okay, thank you. How long will it take to get the Chinese visa?
好的。来到中国签证需要多长时间？
通常签证可以在5个工作日内完成。
Usually the visa can be completed within 5 working days.
Okay, thank you. So what time is your office open?
好的。那么，你的办公室几点开门？
我们的营业时间是周一至周五上午8点至下午6点。
Our hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday to Friday.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
好的。
再见，希望能很快见到您。
Goodbye and hope to see you soon.
You better hang up.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't Mike, give us some thoughts.
I know no Chinese. So. I like the architecture. I think the use of more than just phones, devices, all of the variety of devices is quite interesting. You know, kiosks, cameras, the opportunity to kind of expand CPaaS. Most people think about voice only or voice and video and stuff. So that's pretty interesting. I think, you know, obviously quite useful when you're not trying to demo in front of the team. So, so thank you. Good job.
Clarification on whether this is in the market today, and who would be the ideal customer for this type of solution?
Yeah, so it's commercially available today. It's actually being trialed at a few of our customers, as including service providers and also a governmental agency providing enterprise services to firm negotiation services.
Okay.
As an example of this space.
Also, what's the deployment model? So with CPaaS, often it's cloud. Is this a cloud available system, or is this something that a CSP would need to deploy locally?
Yeah, so when we offer our engagement platform, is essentially a CPaaS platform. It's up to our customers to deploy at their choice of location. They can deploy in public cloud infrastructure, they can deploy it in their private data center, or they can literally deploy it on-prem. What we provide is a licensable set of software capabilities, which is a collection of containerized microservices packaged together that are readily consumable by customers. Also can be deployed and is being deployed for trial within operator networks itself.
Is Twilio or any of the larger CPaaS vendors doing anything like this? Because I mean, as an example, I can see an Uber embedding this in their application, you know, when you're traveling to different countries.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually, maybe Twilio is, but I haven't actually come across that yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody do live translation like that before in my life.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool stuff. All right, thanks so much.